Tortoise is an American post-rock band formed in Chicago, Illinois, in 1990. Music: Tortoise is almost entirely instrumental music, defies easy categorization, and the group gained significant attention from their early career. The members have roots in Chicago's fertile music scene, playing in various indie rock and punk groups. Tortoise was among the first American indie rock bands to incorporate styles closer to krautrock, dub, minimalist music, electronica and various jazz styles, rather than the standard rock and roll and punk that had dominated indie rock for years. Some have cited Tortoise as being one of the prime forces behind the development and popularity of the post-rock movement. Others, however, have characterized Tortoise's music as being heavily indebted to progressive rock. Other groups related to Tortoise include the Sea and Cake, Brokeback, Slint, Isotope 217, Chicago Audience Ensemble, Tar Babies, and the Chicago Underground Duo. Tortoise Records on the Thrill Jockey label. History: the group's origins lie in the late 1980s pairing of Doug McCombs and drummer John Herndon, who imagined themselves as a freelance rhythm section. That idea never saw fruition, but their interest in grooving rhythms and recording studio trickery led to partnerships with drummer John McEntire and bassist Bundy K. Brown joining, followed by percussionist Dan Tney. Those songs are credited to all the musicians. McEntire quickly became perceived as, if not the acknowledged leader, the group's guiding force. In reality, his extra contributions mainly took the form of being the recording engineer and mixer. Their first single was issued in 1993, and their self-titled debut album followed a year later. Instrumental and mostly mid-tempo, Tortoise slowly garnered praise and attention, due in part to the unusual instrumentation. A remix album followed, Rhythms, Resolutions and Clusters. Brown left and was replaced by David Pageau for 1996's Millions Now Living Will Never Die, which showed up on many year-end best-of lists, and the 20-minute DJ was described by critic John Bush as proof that Tortoise made experimental rock do double duty as evocative, beautiful music. Also in 1996, the band contributed to the AIDS benefit album Offbeat, a Red Hot soundtrack produced by the Red Hot organization. They also released a Japanese-only compilation featuring tracks from the eponymous debut, Rhythms, singles and compilation appearances. Named a digest compendium of the Tortoise's world on November 21, 1996. In 1998, Tortoise released TNT, arguably their most jazz-inflected album. Jeff Parker had joined as a guitarist alongside Pageau, who left the band following the album's completion. 2001 led to Standards, where Tortoise incorporated more electronic sounds and post-production into its music than in previous works. In 2001 the band helped to curate an edition of the British All Tomorrow's Parties Festival. They then returned in 2004 to curate another day of the same event. It's All Around You was released in 2004. In 2006, Tortoise collaborated with Bonnie Prince Billy on an album of covers entitled The Brave and the Bold, and released A Lazarus Taxon, a box set containing 2 CDs of single tracks and remixes, a third CD with an expanded Rhythms, Resolutions and Clusters and a DVD of videos and film of live performances. In 2001, the band recorded Didgeridoo for the Red Hot organization's compilation album Red Hot Plus Indigo, a tribute to Duke Ellington, which raised money for various charities devoted to increasing AIDS awareness and fighting the disease. Tney and McEntire also contributed to the Bright Eyes album Cassadaga. The group has worked with multi-instrumentalist Paul Duncan of the band Warm Ghost. Tortoise released their previous to last album Beacons of Ancestorship on June 23, 2009. The band toured the Midwestern U.S. in September and October 2009, and then in Europe in November and December. The band performed at the ATP New York 2010 Music Festival, which was held in Monticello, New York. In 2012, Tortoise wrote and recorded the soundtrack to Eduardo Zarnchez's Lovely Molly, a psychological horror film partly inspired by traditional folk song. In July 2013, photos and brief videos were posted to Tortoise's Instagram and Facebook sites showing the band recording new music. On April 20, 2014, the band wrote on their Facebook page, "Hello, Facebook. We are heading back into the studio next week, LP7 in progress. Tokyo, Osaka, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, Hong Kong, Beijing, Shanghai and Taiwan. See you soon." On October 6, 2015, it was announced that a new album, called The Catastrophist, would be released in early 2016 by Thrill Jockey. Additionally, a single from the new album, entitled Jesseep, was released and it is available on YouTube. However, mail-order pressings of the album are available through Thrill Jockey as of October 10, 2015. Discography Studio albums Tortoise, Millions Now Living Will Never Die, TNT, Standards, It's All Around You, Beacons of Ancestorship, The Catastrophist. Other releases Rhythms, Resolutions and Clusters, a Euro remix album, a digest compendium of the Tortoise's World, Japanese-only compilation featuring tracks from the eponymous debut, Rhythms, singles and compilation appearances. Remixed, 2001, re-release with a remix from Ortega remix album, In the Fishtank Euro EP, collaboration with the X, gently cupping the chin of the Ape 2-track Tours CD with enhanced content, The Brave and the Bold Euro covers album, collaboration with Bonnie Prince Billy A. Lazarus Tax in a Euro compilation box set of rare material, 3 CDs and 1 DVD, Grand Theft Auto, Chinatown Wars, a dedicated Tortoise radio station in the iOS PSP version. Yanni Live at the Acropolis, part of Beck's online musical project Record Club. Collaboration with Beck, Thurston Moore and Brian LeBarton, Metro, the official bootleg series, Volume 1, Live compilation. References. External links, official Facebook page, official Twitter, official site.